my walkthrough of Monster Hunter World. And I look completely ridiculous, but it'll be worth it for what I'm about to take on. Gotta go up against a tempered Kirin today, and I grabbed pretty much all the thunder resistance I could. Plus paralysis resistance. So yeah, some things here don't really help me, but I don't care. Let's go. A lot of people recommend following this thing around for a little while, picking up footprints. Because you can get tempered Elder Dragon investigations there. I got one, so I'm just gonna attack. Now, I don't think this thing can be knocked out. I forget if it can. But I'm mostly going for a hit and run method. I thought I was gonna get the whatever. I was trying to go for a jumping attack there. Oh, I guess I can knock it out. I know this thing is immune to paralysis. Now this thing hits like a truck, so pack all the thunder resistance you can. Of course, I'm used to arc-tempered Kirin. One thing about this place, it's kind of difficult to tell where the scout flies are. Nope. It's down below 20% health, I do believe. Ouch. Yeah, if I didn't have vitality on me, or health boost, whatever, that would have one-shot me. Ouch. I thought I would have gotten out from that. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Oh, I just realized I don't have any bombs on me. Oh well. If I can do this correctly. Probably not, but oh well. Oops, nope. Alright, that was pretty good. That went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I'll meet you back in Astera. Alright, now this quest you unlock after completing the research of 15 different monsters. You've already seen me beat Teostra, what, 3 times now? So I'm just gonna do this off screen. I'll be right back.
Well done.
Okay. Immunity Mantle. Before we continue, there are a few things I'd like to talk about. First is related to what I'm doing here. I'm following this tempered black Diablos around so I can pick up her footprints for more level 2 tempered investigations. Regular Diablos is best for doing this, but black Diablos is okay. So I can just sneak around underneath of her while she paces back and forth so I can pick up the footprints. The reason why you want to do this is because threat level 2 tempered investigations are the best ones for getting good decorations. Some of those decorations are very hard to get, but the best quests to do for decorations are actually event quests. The best ones are the Greatest Jagras, which some people like to call the Arc-Tempered Jagras, which is kind of funny. And go watch a guide on that thing, it's pretty ridiculous. Then there's the Names Lavasioth, which has you fight a tempered Lavasioth. I personally think the Lavasioth one is easier. It's just a tempered one. It's not super powerful or anything, it's just, a little bit harder than your average one. The idea behind the quest, though, is to make the least hunted monster in the game, which is Lavasioth, and then make him the most hunted monster for as long as the event is live, which I think is really funny as well. Those 2 quests usually become available during festivals, and the first week you'll have the Greatest Jagras, and the second week will have the Names Lavasioth. When you complete quests like these, you'll gain face stones, which will randomly turn into decorations, as I'm sure you've seen at the end of your quests and mine by now. The best face stones to get are worn and warped face stones, which have the highest chance of giving you the valuable skill decorations. There is a chart on the internet that you can find which will show you the decorations and which have the potential to be received from any of these face stones. You might think it would be better to go for Tempered Elder Dragons for decorations, but Tempered Elder Dragons are better for something else, and that is Hero and Warrior Streamstones. These are used to augment your gear, namely your weapons. You get these in a similar way that you get the decorations. You'll need certain ones for certain weapon types. You don't need them for armor though, you just need to unlock it. To unlock augmentation, you need to get a Hero Streamstone or a Warrior Streamstone from a quest. This is why you want to go for Tempered Elder Dragons. Arc-Tempered Elder Dragons are more likely to drop these from a quest, but those are pretty hard, so I wouldn't recommend them until you're really ready. So once you get one of these, you go talk to the smithy, he'll have something to say, and then you can augment your gear. Weapons, armor, doesn't matter. Augmenting your armor just increases the defense cap, which is still pretty important, but you get my point. But depending on your weapon's rarity level, you can augment it with 1 or more different upgrades. You have a choice of attack, affinity, defense, an additional slot, or something called health regen. Certain augments are better for some weapons or weapon types than others, though it can also depend on what kind of build you're going for. I recommend checking out guides on that. You can also change the augment. if you want. You can't gain the materials back that you used before, but you can change it. But if you would rather have something else, you have the option to change it. It's not permanent. Speaking of guides, I'd like to tell you about a few other YouTube channels you might be interested in checking out. This walkthrough is almost over. There isn't much you can learn from me now. If you're wanting to check out DPS builds, I'd recommend Jinjing's and Tuna's channel. They cover many different builds for optimal damage. They also cover a lot of Cult Taroth strategies, which you'll probably be interested in looking into soon. Now, I'd like to ask you guys to be nice to them. They get a lot of hate from people accusing them of being elitist, even though they say in almost every video that they're not telling people how to play. They're doing the math and showing people the information they found. Be grateful that they're doing all that work so we don't have to. Heck, as much as I love their videos, a lot of times I'll go in with a healing build just to increase our chances of survival. Recently, I helped my friend Artemis get her Arc-Tempered Teostra gear. Arc-Tempered Teostra is very difficult, but his armor is one of the best in the game. I personally soloed my Arc-Tempered Teostra gear, but the problem is, right now, the game scales the boss's health for any kind of multiplayer group, meaning if it's just the two of us, the game will inflate the boss's health as if it were 4 players instead of 2. But it's hard to take down any Arc-Tempered boss that's scaled for multiplayer unless you have a full party. So if I wanted to help Artemis, then that meant we needed to send out an SOS flare, and other players eagerly joined. Problem was, Arc-Tempered Teostra hits so hard that even skilled players have trouble with him. Our biggest problem was people getting stunned, and Teostra uses his supernova right next to them. After a few tries, I decided to essentially heal the group to victory. So I went in with full wide range, speed eating, free meal, blast resistance, guard up, and vitality. The guard up is so that I can block against Teostra's supernova. You need guard up in order to block that, so that just gave me extra survivability. Hardly no offensive skills in my build, but we killed him almost every time after that. It may not have been a Team Darkside run, but seeing as how happy our other teammates were after we killed Teostra, it's satisfying to know that they're getting their Teostra Gamma gear. I went off into a bit of a tangent there, but I'm just saying, there's plenty of ways to hunt. If you want to do big numbers, go right ahead. But if you want to go for a support build or a defensive build, then you can go for that too. No one's going to stop you, and no one should ever try. This game is very, very flexible. You don't need an optimal build to take down a boss. Alright, back to my suggestions for other channels to watch. Eric's Gaming is a really good channel if you're wanting to check out guides on weapon mechanics and combos. I've mentioned him before, earlier in this walkthrough. He thoroughly covers every weapon type and all the combos they can do, so if you're interested in trying out another weapon type, I suggest going to his channel. He also keeps up on Monster Hunter news, so if you're wanting to follow Iceborne information or other things, he's one of the best out there. Gaijin Hunter is also good for weapon tutorials. He also covers Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate weapons, so if you're hoping to get into MHGU, then check out his channel. If you want to watch some speedrun videos, there's plenty of those. Team Darkside, like I mentioned before, actually. They're a very good example of a team of speedrunners. It's always fun to see what they can do. If you want to watch some win and fail videos, No Skills is a channel that has some good videos of that. As for yourself, at this point, it's up to you what you really want to do. If you want to do speedruns, you can do that. You can collect every piece of gear in the game if you want. You can play with friends and make up fun ways to hunt a boss. You can respond to SOS flares and help some newbies. You know, it's up to you. Anyway, let's get back to the walkthrough. Now that I've killed 7 different threat level 2 tempered bosses, the armory will give me this quest.
All right.
Here's my gear. As you can tell, this is a voiceover and not live audio. I couldn't record live audio at the time, there was too much noise, so I apologize for that. But you can watch this fight if you want. I won't be talking, though. And there's the evasion mantle. Alright, that is 2 more mantles in our possession. That's so cute. Anyway, that's a wrap for this episode. Next episode, we'll be taking on a quest to get 1 more mantle, as well as a quest that unlocks after completing all the optional quests, or at least all the original ones. Optional quests that they added later on down the line don't count. But you just keep doing optional missions and it'll eventually pop up. Anyway, see you then!